Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about what's been going on with the crypto market. Obviously, we've been through a bit of a capitulation. We're going to talk about exactly where Bitcoin is right now, what line of support we broke through, and now what line of support we can really hang on to for the next little while, and where Bitcoin might go in the near term. But we're also going to be talking about the lengthening market cycle and how this could be incredibly bullish for the long term of the actual market cycle. I'm a huge proponent in saying that the market cycle isn't done, but these corrections are expected, especially when our market caps are so small. Before we look into Bitcoin, I do want to selflessly promote my Twitter. So it's at Haws Hodls. I did mention last night that we did break below the 42,000, unfortunately. And then once that happened, by the time the morning came, obviously we had capitulated pretty far down. We've obviously capitulated a little bit further than this since I posted. But for any immediate market updates, you can always go ahead and follow my Twitter and get anything immediate that I can't really make a video on really quick. In terms of Bitcoin, so we have breached obviously the 42,000 mark. We did wick down way below our final support of 32,000, but we were able to make that up. Now, it is realistic at this point that we're looking at a bearish trend because at this point, we have a huge momentum shift in terms of the downside. I can't imagine that Bitcoin is going to just jump out of this channel at this point. I highly think that at this point, we'll probably see Bitcoin probably just trade within here for a little while. But really, the main thing that you should take from this is the fact that you should be lowering your dollar cost averages and taking this opportunity to accumulate. I've mentioned this a lot of times. It's really easy to buy up here, but it's not so easy to buy down here. It's important that you get over the dips and make sure that you're recognizing that the dips are made for buying, especially if you're long-term crypto. If you're here for the short-term gain, I don't know what to tell you. This isn't the channel for you. Okay, so we've broken this support. What does this mean to us? Now, again, I've talked about this numerous times before. This looks really reminiscent to our March capitulation. So to bring back our March fractal here, I will line this up a little bit better because obviously we've dipped a little bit more. And I want to stress how much that we can actually go further down from this point. So you see, obviously, this fractal does say that we could possibly go down to 21,000. Is that realistic? I'm not sure, but I do think that within this channel, within the 32,000 to 42,000 mark, anything is game. So realistically, if you're buying Bitcoin up here, we could still expect a Bitcoin down below the 33,000 mark. And we could always possibly over the next couple of days to weeks see a Bitcoin below 30,000. But does that mean that we're going to have a long-term Bitcoin at 30,000? Well, I don't think so. I think the crypto market really needs to settle down at this point, find a new level of support, and make a slow, gradual rise up. Of course, this would lengthen our market cycle anyway. A lot of people have been saying that the market cycle, including myself, have said that the market cycle originally looked that it was going to end in September of 2021. If we go through a month of downturn and then a just long consolidation phase, that only shows that we're incredibly bullish for what's going to come. Now, a good target to rely on in terms of a level of resistance that we need to break to continue the bull market. Now, again, this doesn't mean that we're not continuing the bull market, it just means that we're taking an intermission. But if we were to continue the bull market, we do want to see a Bitcoin over $52,000. By then, we can have a little bit of a more bullish standpoint on where Bitcoin's going to go. But I think for the near term, especially if you're leveraged or doing any sort of leverage trading, at this point, I wouldn't get into any longs just yet because we could still see Bitcoin go further down. In terms of longs and positions, there's a lot of liquidations out there. I'm not exactly sure what the number was. I read in the morning that it was something like 5 billion. I would hazard a guess that we're upwards to the 10 billion mark in terms of capitulation. Because if you see the total crypto market cap, the total crypto market cap is at $1.68 trillion. We essentially wiped off almost $800 to $900 billion off of the crypto market in just a matter of a couple of days. But a crypto that has shown that we have a good level of support is Cardano. So again, we talked about Cardano so much, why it's so beneficial for Cardano to trade level. We also discussed that Cardano is going to find a new level of support if it doesn't hold the $2 mark in case Bitcoin goes down. If it doesn't hold the $2 mark, it's going to find a new level of support at around $1.50. So it did wick way down, obviously, because of the Bitcoin capitulation. That went way down, took a lot of alts with it, took KSM below 400, which I know But obviously Cardano was able to bounce back and get above. But we do see that Cardano nearly wicked to below $1. Almost. And for the damage report on Bitcoin essentially almost wicked under 30K, 30,050 basically is what I'm seeing for Bitstamp. Polkadot also left our channel here, but we're back within our channel, so it's likely that we'll probably trade within the channel, but I'd probably say anything down here is still a buy. I'm still hugely bullish on the Polkadot system, so I'm incredibly bullish on where that's going to go. We still know that PSwap is out and everything else. By the way, I'm going to be live streaming this Saturday at 11 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be on PSwap playing around a little bit, probably add some funds. I'll put a notification a day before we actually do the live stream. But we do see a major capitulation in a lot of altcoins, BNB being one of them. And then we had another one, VeChain, which VeChain dropped incredibly. I saw VeChain at least 6 cents. I didn't quite see it at 5, but that is a wicked wick. We haven't seen a VeChain price like that in a little bit. So there's definitely some buying opportunities in this market. Now, of course, I would probably say to dollar cost average at this point and be very careful about what you're doing, because of course we could still go further down. So I'd have a little bit of fiat on the sidelines so you could dollar cost average in on this dip. Now, one big thing to keep in mind, and I've been asked this numerous times, what is safe to hold, right? If you don't want to hold crypto, you don't want to hold stablecoin, what at this point do we hold? So right now I have the dollar index chart. This is the DXY chart. We've obviously seen that the dollar has been on a dramatic downcline for the last little while. We're testing lows that we haven't seen in the last couple of years, which is pretty dramatic for the dollar. So we do know where the economy is going in terms of what the dollar is doing in terms of the United States economy. It is what it is at the end of the day. If the dollar falls, everything falls, all the fiat currency. So it's not just the dollar. It's just a good way to gauge what is happening in traditional markets. So if the dollar's not safe, what do we do? I've been asked this numerous times on my cash out video, which I'll link there above. But a lot of people questioned me when I said I would cash at least a little bit, maybe 30 to 40% into Pax Gold, into gold. Now, why do I say this? Why specifically gold? I understand the intrinsic value of gold. But traditionally, when you look at gold and when you look at economic downturns, gold always goes on a subsequent couple year long bull market. So we could expect that gold over the next 4 or 5 years is going to shoot up dramatically in price, especially with the economic downturn that we're seeing right now. If we see something dramatic happen with, say, the stock market, say fiat currencies or whatever, gold is going to be an incredibly safe asset to be in. And especially right now, the dollar's down, Bitcoin's down, crypto's down, but gold is up. So it is important to note that stacking a little bit of gold is actually going to be beneficial for you. Now, I'm not saying physical gold, although you can, it's absolutely okay for you to buy some physical gold. I'm not a big proponent in terms of physical gold in the bulk of your portfolio. I don't believe that 50% of your net worth should be in your house. I don't believe in that at all. But at the end of the day, to buy some Pax Gold, which is insured in a vault and represents 1 troy ounce per token, to buy that Pax Gold is going to at least shelter your gains from any sort of downturns from the United States dollar or crypto or anything like that. So I'd always recommend going to Pax Gold if you're looking to protect some of your profits. In terms of the total crypto market cap, since we've been talking, we are up to $1.75 trillion. Bitcoin is still struggling below $40,000. Will it make it up? I'm not sure. Again, I'm going to be a little bit bearish and take the bearish standpoint because of that trend reversal. I think Bitcoin can probably bounce around the 32 to 40,000 mark. If not, see below 30,000. If we do see below 30,000, it'll probably just be very, very temporary. But it'll be scary nonetheless, so just be careful. But we do see a massive capitulation on most projects. Not many projects are green. Some are lighting up right now. It is what it is. It most likely will drop either later on tonight or tomorrow. But most likely the market is just trying to find some ground and settle for a little bit. But I would be ready, at least with some fiat currency, to enter in at a further dip if we do dip at lower rates. Now, I want to be really clear with where we're going in terms of the crypto market cap. It is very possible at this point that we are going to trade in a basically downturn channel. And if we're able to do that, we could end up recovering later on in the year and then picking up the market at some other time. I can't really see us entering Bitcoin below, say, 20,000. If we do, that's a whole different deal. Maybe we're just out of the market cycle and maybe we're all wrong. But I'm willing to bet at this point that most likely what we'll see is just an exaggerated downturn. And then at one point when we finally breach 42,000, then again 52,000, I think we will be able to pick up where we left off in the bull market. So everything should be hugely bullish, at least for now. You look at Cardano still at $1.63. You look at Polkadot still at $28. You look at KSM still at $438. There's still a good amount of money in the crypto market. I wouldn't be too panicked. I would just be looking at this situation as a way to lower your dollar cost average, especially if you've been buying at the higher prices. Now is really the time to buy. I made a tweet earlier saying crashes are where legends are made. What do you want to be? Go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content. One big thing before I let you go, on my Twitter account, I am looking at rebranding the channel over to Haws Crypto. I have posted a temporary banner here. Eventually, I'll pay somebody to do some channel art. If one of you guys are potentially interested, let me know in the comments and I will absolutely be willing to pay you in crypto. But we are looking to rebrand to Haws Crypto. Just wanted to get your opinion, but most likely this is going to be the direction that we take the channel. This won't change anything dramatically about the channel, just how it's branded, but everything will just stay the same. Well, that's it for me, everybody. I hope everyone is taking a moment to get away from the crypto market. And of course, happy hodling.